Thank you to our friends at XXL for joining us on Danu on Fire. You can now check out some amazing outfits available there for any shape, size, you name it, they have it all. Talk about a true, authentic Sri Lankan brand making clothes for every single one of us. Now visit them online for some amazing experiences that you can have when you walk into the XXL showroom.
I just say it.
Danu on Fire, powered by
I just say it.
Welcome to the show, it's Danu on Fire, and today we're speaking about cricket, the good times when Sri Lanka was shining, and it was all thanks to some amazing team spirit, and also in the midst of all of this there was this one man, and he gave us what more than we can ask for. Dav Whatmore. Thank you for being here.
Thank you, Danu. Nice to be here.
Lovely having you on the show. And you know the best part, today we are getting food from the Cricket Cafe that's all named after cricketers with their names in it. And I've got like Murali's Mulagatani. And you got whose pumpkin?
I've got Imran Khan's
Pumpkin.
pumpkin. Yeah.
So now we have actually asked here at Cricket Cafe to incorporate Dav or Whatmore into another dish. So we have come up with
Whatmore's
Vataka.
Vataka.
Whatmore's Vataka. I hope it doesn't look like Vataka when they come out. All right, thanks for being on the show. Let's speak about, everyone speaks about 96. We have somebody who takes our photographs here called Uvin. He was not even born in 96. Like, their parents were single. And he has taken a picture and said memories. And I was like, what the hell? He was not even born. But, people still talk about it. Tell me about that moment. I really want to know, how was it when you were just standing there and looking at this?
Well, it was just an incredible feeling, but just to go on what you said, there's a lot of outpouring of love when I walk on the streets. I do a bit of walking, for fitness. And there's not one session that I don't go that somebody there, what more now? Thank you for what you've done. Yeah. It really is humbling, a lot of people.
And after so many years.
Yes, man, a lot of 28 years. So from that point of view, it is so nice to receive all that. But when you're involved with the team and you play a very important series, and that's what it was, a World Cup is a series of games, and then when you win it, it's very satisfying, The players worked really hard for it, we all did, and I'm really pleased for them that they finally lifted the cup.
There was a sense of spirit, and there was this brotherhood that we saw at that time in cricket. There was no one higher than anyone. It was just all very neutral. Was it like that in house?
Well, we tried to keep it as even as possible. In other words, the youngest of the boys' thoughts were as important as the seniors. So we try to create that sort of environment for that, but they don't. I mean, in all team meetings, you never get a youngster putting his hand up and offering some sort of, or contributing to the team meeting. If you wanted something like that, you had to point and specifically ask, what do you think?
Yeah.
And then it would but generally, they were made as welcome as you could possibly get. And the seniors, of course, are the one that drove it.
Yeah, we have always spoken about it, and we saw it on screen, and I was in my shorts at that time. But we still saw the effect of it till today. Everyone compares the moment of winning to 96, And do you feel it's unfair by the teams today? Because they always say, in 96 when we won, it has never moved on from there.
No, that's right. But they could have. I mean, they've had 2 consecutive World Cup 50-over games. And they played off in the final, but unfortunately unable to cap it off in West Indies and in India. Both of those teams are very good, extremely good. You have to be good to make it to a final of a World Cup 50-over competition. But sadly, it didn't recur for the team, and it must have been a difficult thing. But, there was a golden period of Sri Lankan cricket, I would say, without getting that final, the final step to cross over the line and win a World Cup. They did in the T20. They won it in Bangladesh. So that was something good. But, this 50-over game is the one that everybody wants to win.
It's the gem.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was telling him during 96, that timeline, I could have been a part of the cricket team. My physique would have never been an issue. Those fat folds and fold of the skin. You all never pushed and poked on people? There were chunky men running around the street.
Yeah, that was really, at its infancy, the fitness, the role fitness played in cricket.
Yeah.
It was just beginning to, emerge as something important. And we paid a bit of attention to that, but we weren't asking everyone to do the same thing.
Correct.
I was particularly keen that we specialise or, individualise our training to suit the sort of the person you were working with. Obviously, my body type, your body type is like Arjuna's body type. So it's not fair to expect him to do the same training and get the same outcomes as a number of other, slim guys like Upul or Kumar Dharmadasa, Kumar Dharmasena, I should say, or even Sanath for that matter. So, there is an understanding that people are different. So we try to individualise to suit.
An understanding coach. Yeah. We'll come back and speak about the fact that he has moved to Sri Lanka. We'll speak more about when we do come back. We'll stick around this hour. Thank you to our friends at XXL for joining us on Danu on Fire. You can now check out some amazing outfits available there for any shape, size, you name it, they have it all. Talk about a true, authentic Sri Lankan brand making clothes for every single one of us. Now visit them online for some amazing experiences that you can have when you walk into the XXL showroom.
I just say it.
Danu on Fire, powered by
Welcome back to the show. So this is a question I was asked to ask. Did you think that we will make it in 96?
To start with, no. To be very honest with you, we'd played just recently, came back from Australia, got our bums kicked a bit there, but we played in the final of the 50-over competition, and it was in different conditions. So I knew that the World Cup played in subcontinent conditions would be a little bit kinder to us. So that was okay. But the question was, do you think we're going to win it early? Well, no. It wasn't until we were right in the, in the body of that competition that I knew we were going to take it deep, and we were going to figure right at the end of the tournament. So, no, to start with. No.
Do you think luck plays a part in it all?
Sure. There is a part of luck that is involved in, not just in our game, but I think in all sport. So you need to be good, number one, but you also need that little bit of luck.
That is true. Cricket is part of our DNA, but it also took like it also became like not the most pleasant thing to be a part of. There were a lot of stories about match fixing, all of these things in years after. Do you think cricket should stay away from politics?
Oh, I think in an ideal world, definitely. You know, that should be segregated. But it's very difficult to do that in reality. You know, in reality, there is always a little overlapping of politics, and we just got to manage it the best way you can to ensure that the sport can continue to flourish and grow.
And have a fair square for everyone.
Yeah,
That's true.
Yeah.
Wanted to ask you, now everyone, we have commercials that are played on radio stations where they say, please don't get onto a boat and come to Australia, we are not taking you in. And you came here. Can we exchange?
Well, that's right. I do know there are a lot of people travelling, getting their permanent residence in Australia, particularly the cricketers, when they
They're all there.
Yeah, when they want to apply for this visa, most of them, or nearly all of them, come to me, and I sign the application form in my part of it. And I'd hate to think what the authorities in Australia might look at Whatmore again. He's signing.
Just kick this bug out.
Yeah, he's recommending another Sri Lankan cricketer, but they're all good players.
That is true. Malinge is writing songs. He has written 10 songs.
Has he?
Yeah.
Yeah. And whoever the Australian authorities accept to come over will always be a good thing for the country, because these guys are good players, and they'll improve the overall whatever they're doing in their sport in Australia.
And what made you move here?
Well, it was through COVID. We all know how that pandemic affected a lot of people, and Melbourne, where we were living, my wife and I, was the most locked down city in the world. And whenever that happens, there's a lot of debt, and people are doing it tough at the moment, particularly in Melbourne, to repay huge debts. There's taxes upon taxes. It's a nice place to live, but it's a difficult place to live at the moment. So we thought, damn it, we've got a nice place here in Colombo. We'll sell up, and that's what we did. So we're here for over 3 years now, full time.
Yeah.
And loving it.
That's amazing. Always fun to have you around. Now, wanted to ask you, do people always ask you about the 96 World Cup when they meet you?
Pretty much, I think. And also, they have this fixation in their head that you're at Bangladesh now, aren't you? I mean, I went to Bangladesh directly after I finished my 4 years in Sri Lanka. But it seemed to stick in their head that
because they didn't want you to move.
Man, that was a long time ago too, But there's been a lot of other positions in different countries that I've had since then. But but a lot of it is to do with the World Cup, and also, strangely enough, Bangladesh.
Who would you say was your favourite out of that lot in 96?
Oh, look, that's a little
Just
difficult. Yeah, look, I like them all, obviously.
Yeah.
But when I first came to this team, a squad of players, I gravitated more to the young guys. There was the older guys that played a lot more test matches than I did. So I wasn't going to tell them, hey, you should be thinking about doing this, and this. They're better players than me. So I gravitated to the younger guys and got involved with them and started working with them, and really giving a little bit of feedback to the seniors. So I threw the blanket over everyone, but in a different sort of way. But everyone's favourite, if I recall, was Mahanama. Everyone loved the guy. He's that sweet smile of his. He used to charm everyone. So if you had to pick one, you'd go for Roshan.
Good. Yeah. Well, I just wanted to ask you, because it's a tough call when you have so many people and you have to just pick that one person. And I still remember Roshan Mahanama's commercial he caught a ball of when it broke through the TV screen. It was a commercial that he did.
Singer, was it?
Yes, I don't know what it was, but my God, people were trying to break the TV to get hold of him.
He was a good fielder.
Yeah, he was.
Very fit man.
They just wanted him to jump beyond the field. With a ball.
Yeah.
But it was amazing. But, looking back, we always think of it as a history that will always remain with us. What do you think about our T20 this year? USA,
T20, the chances of them, look, the Sri Lankan team, to be very honest with you, they've found it a little bit difficult over the last year or so. I watched every ball of that World Cup in October, November, and they really struggled. So, I think a little confidence has been lost with the public here. They need to try and repair that, which quite easily they can, in my opinion. Do I think they can win it? I don't think they can win it. I think they can be very competitive, and I really hope I'm wrong. There are a lot of good teams out there, and you've got to be right on top of your game right from the beginning to first of all to qualify for that second round of 8 teams. They will always have talent, no question. But whether they've got the power, it's a power game. Whether they got the power in that middle to lower middle that will enable, players to come in and in the first or second ball hit a 6. I'm not sure they can do that, but I expect them to be competitive for sure.
Yeah. T20, you don't have the time to just understand the pitch, then start batting. Yeah, you have none of that. Coming from a pro here. Let's get into a break. We'll see you on the other side. More to speak with this. Thank you to our friends at Double XL for joining us on Danu on Fire. You can now check out some amazing outfits available there for any shape, size, you name it, they have it all. Talk about a true, authentic Sri Lankan brand making clothes for every single one of us. Now visit them online for some amazing experiences that you can have when you walk into the Double XL showroom.
I just say it.
Danu on Fire, powered by
We're checking out Cricket Cafe, and what better place to be at when you have this man who is just a cricket legend. Because when you're here, I have to say good things about you.
Thank you.
Yeah. A lot of people thought that you were not Sri Lankan, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, because you're a burger boy.
Still, a lot of people cannot believe when I say, hey, I'm Sri Lankan.
Yeah.
ID card have.
Yeah.
Passport have.
And eating butt packets.
Oh.
Yeah.
And they can't believe it. And when they discover, my God, So yeah, there's, whilst they know the name, they look at my skin colour and whatever and the way I look, and they automatically assume that I'm a foreigner, Australian. Grew up in Australia, but I'm a 4th generation.
There you go.
My parents were born, my grandparents were born.
Yeah, to Sri Lanka.
I am Sri Lankan.
The colour and the look and feel is a bit off.
Yeah.
You all didn't jump fence, that's a problem. If you all had jumped fence at one point, then you all would have mixed and come to a mid-tone.
Yeah, but we didn't jump
That's a
fence.
problem. That's a problem. I wanted to ask you, right now, cricket could happen and Sri Lanka is not so bothered. The lives are happening. We used to fill stadiums, and TV stations and radio stations earned out of it. But now it's so hard to get people in there. Why do you think people have moved away from cricket a little bit?
I can respond to that, what other people are been saying to me, that they're a little disappointed with performances when they read and they hear on the media about naughty things happening within the cricket board, and
Yeah.
with the anti-corruption coming into play, they get a little annoyed, and they tend to, I'm going to switch up. I'm not going to follow the cricket. They still do to a point, but the full feverish following of the public, I sense, is not what it used to be. It can quite quickly return with with some confidence that's been returned to the community. Boys get out there and really perform and play, and the whole industry just needs a little bit of a shot in the arm, I think, to reassure, reassure the public that the sport is truly alive and progressing again. Yeah,
Because the sport is definitely above the players. You need to keep it going so that there'll be more players coming in. Let's speak about discipline. We have had so many problems. We have been caught in compromising positions, with compromising positions and people. All of these things have happened. Tell me about discipline. Like when you were coaching the team, how strict were you?
Oh no, I think we tried to treat everyone as adults, and we gave them the freedom to live and behave. There were curfews. I do recall during match days, test match days, and also the day before a one-day international maybe. But that side of things was a little bit more tuned from the management, like the manager. But boys were pretty much respected the game, and they didn't.
It came from within.
Yeah, and they were keen to do well, and they just did what was required to turn up ready for competition.
And fresh.
Sometimes now there are a lot of distractions,
That is true.
A lot of distractions, but at the same time you have to
It
be...
helped there were no apps at that time.
Yeah, you got to be so careful. Now a phone
Yeah.
is not just a phone.
I know.
It's a really nasty piece of equipment
Yeah.
if people
Maybe-
want to use it that way, So you just got to be so careful how you conduct yourself
Correct.
off the field, not so much on the field.
But this point of discipline, where can it start? Like, what should the penalty be? Because we're giving so many people so many chances.
Yeah, there are different levels of doing the wrong thing, I guess, but it has to come from within. Your discipline, if you have to be told all the time, maybe once is okay, but if you keep repeating, and that's a little bit, very naughty, and then the hammer should come down a little bit harder. However, it really, to me, should be something that you want to do well for yourself and your parents and your family and the team, the country.
Yeah.
You are wearing that bloody lion, Sri Lankan lion, so that must mean something to you. If it doesn't, then I think it's time to look elsewhere.
That is true. The most commercial cricketers we've ever had in history, I would say, is the Kumar Mahela partnership. Who's your favorite?
Well, they emerged, didn't they, with the advent of managers and the amount of money that began to flow into the game, even more so when they were at their peak.
That is true.
Yeah, and they profited it nicely, as they should, through the IPL mainly, and then all these endorsements that come along with it. So we don't begrudge them at all, they earned it. Who do I prefer?
Yeah.
Oh man, you've asked me another one. Look, as a coach, they were both very much appreciated for what they did for the team. So I look at them equally.
If
That's
given
sitting
a
on the
chance,
fence.
I know. If given a chance, would you go back into coaching?
I'm still active.
No, the Sri Lanka.
Oh, the
team.
Sri Lankan team. Look, that's always. I'm up for any challenge.
Yeah.
Danu, I'm up for any challenge, but no way do I ever want to kick anybody out of a job. But when the positions become available, and that's timing as well. I've had certain positions that I would have liked to have taken, but the timing was not right. So it has to agree with the employer and the employee when it's sort of having a good fit. I think I've got a good chance of of becoming a coach of an international team with anyone, let alone Sri Lanka. But you know, if it fits and the timing's right, Danu, I'm up for the challenge.
Amazing. Thank you for being on the show. I hope you enjoyed it. The food was amazing.
Oh yes, this pavlova looking really good.
I know.
Cricket Club Cafe, thank you.
Yeah, and it looks delicious. It's home away from home for us. If you want to eat your favorite cricketers, this is the place to be at. Well, we need to wrap things up. Thank you so much for being on the show. Until we see you again, it's a wrap. Thank you to our friends at XXL for joining us on Danu on Fire. You can now check out some amazing outfits available there for any shape, size, you name it, they have it all. Talk about a true, authentic Sri Lankan brand making clothes for every single one of us. Now visit them online for some amazing experiences that you can have when you walk into the XXL showroom.
I just say it.
Danu on Fire. Powered by